There's a law written deep into the fabric of the universe that no one escapes. The moment someone throws a throne of thorns in your path, fate takes a note. The universe may not react instantly, but it always responds. And when it does, it doesn't whisper, it roars. Chosen one, you are not here by accident. You are a disruption to every lie they've ever built. Your presence alone unsettles those who try to control the narrative. You are the plot twist they never saw coming, the storm dressed in silence. Every time they tried to sabotage you, the energy they used against you folded back on them like a boomerang wrapped in regret. Some people thought they could bury you, not realizing you were the seed. They mocked, they doubted, they plotted, but the universe kept pushing you forward while pulling them deeper into the lessons they tried to dodge. That's the irony. It's balance. And here's the part they never saw coming. The harder they tried to break you, the more unstoppable you became. That's the real curse they have to live with, watching you rise. Your success haunts them louder than any revenge ever could. This isn't just growth. This is alignment. This is payback without lifting a finger. Before we go any further, let me ask you this. Are you really ready to stop living like everyone else and start owning the fact that you're different? Because once you watch this through to the end, something in you is going to shift permanently. You'll stop questioning your journey and start recognizing the signs. This isn't just a message, it's a mirror, a reflection of everything you've been feeling but couldn't put into words. So if this video hit your feed, don't scroll away. Like it to lock in the energy. Subscribe so you never miss what was meant for you. And drop 99 in the comments if you're ready to receive what your enemies never wanted you to hear. This one's not for the faint-hearted. This is for the chosen. Let's get started. Accept you're the chosen one, and everything will start making sense. What you're about to hear isn't just information, it's activation. Chosen one, if this video found its way to you, understand this. The timing is not random. This is a moment of cosmic alignment. The universe is moving pieces around just to deliver this message to you. Why? Because you're not meant to walk the path of the ordinary. You were never designed to blend in. You were built to break through. Think about this. When something is truly valuable, like a rare gem or an artifact with centuries of history, it's protected. It's placed behind glass, guarded, monitored, not because it's fragile, but because it's priceless. That's you. That's why people couldn't get close to you the way they wanted. That's why certain relationships collapse, why some doors slam shut even when you were ready to give your all. Because your energy, your calling, your purpose, it isn't for everyone. It requires precision. It requires shielding. See, when people tried to control your narrative, the universe refused to let it happen. It disrupted their plans. It delayed your desires, not to punish you, but to protect your legacy. You don't see the full picture yet, but make no mistake, you're not being left behind. You're being positioned ahead. Let's keep it real. There were moments where it felt unfair. You gave your best. They gave you betrayal. You showed loyalty. They showed manipulation. You opened your heart, and they walked away like it meant nothing. And you asked yourself, why? Why does this always happen to me? But chosen ones don't get the easy route. They get the real one. Because your path isn't about comfort, it's about clarity. What if I told you that every door that shut in your face was a door that would have led to a dead end? That every person who disappeared was removed so they wouldn't corrupt your next level? What if their exit wasn't loss, but divine subtraction? And here's where it gets beautifully ironic. The very ones who tried to block you, the ones who whispered behind your back, will be the ones watching your name rise in rooms they can't enter. They lit fires to destroy you, but didn't realize they were only revealing how fireproof you are. You're not missing opportunities, they're missing you. Because when you're chosen, it's not about chasing, it's about attracting. What's meant for you will find you without force. And when it does, it won't require explanation. It'll just fit. This is why you're protected. This is why you're rare. And this is why your success haunts them louder than any confrontation ever could. Keep rising, keep walking, and let the universe handle the rest. Rejection was God's way of saving you from the wrong path. Chosen one, hear this loud and clear. What left was never meant to stay. Not everyone who enters your life is supposed to walk with you to the finish line. And when they walked away, when they ghosted you, replaced you, or rejected you, it wasn't your downfall. It was your divine shield. See, most people don't realize this until it's too late. But not every closed door is a punishment. Some are locked for your own protection. You were so focused on the loss that you didn't notice the danger behind it. That opportunity you cried over, it would have pulled you off your path. That person you wanted so badly, they weren't built for your destiny. They were sent as a distraction. Rejection doesn't mean you weren't enough. It means you were too much for the wrong people. Your energy, your light, your purpose, it made them uncomfortable. And instead of rising with you, they tried to reduce you. And when that didn't work, they ran. Good. Let them. The universe isn't random. It saw what you didn't. Conversations behind your back, plans to dim your light, motives that weren't pure. So it stepped in and made sure they couldn't go where you're headed. And here's the part they never expected. You got better without them. Stronger, wiser, sharper. They thought their exit would break you, but it built you. That's the curse of hurting a chosen one. You don't just lose them. You lose access to the blessing attached to them. So stop chasing what turned its back on you. You don't beg to be chosen when you already are. Don't run after people who couldn't see your worth with both eyes open. Let them live with the silence they created. Let them feel the absence of your presence. You're not where you are by accident. Rejection rooted you. It forced you to level up. It cleared the path for people who actually deserve to walk beside you. Now, stand tall. The loss wasn't a loss. It was a filter. And what's waiting for you next won't need convincing. It'll recognize your value the moment you walk in. You're God's special possession, guarded for a higher purpose. Chosen one, listen closely. This world does not know how to handle something rare. And you're not just rare. You're irreplaceable. You carry weight, power, presence. You walk into a room and the energy shifts, not because of anything you say, but because of what you are. The world will try to treat you like you're ordinary, like you're just another voice in the noise. But deep down, they know better. They sense it, even if they pretend not to. That unease you see in their eyes, that jealousy they try to disguise as silence, it's because you're not meant to be touched carelessly. You're the kind of person that breaks systems and exposes fakes just by existing. You're not here to be handled. You're here to be respected. Imagine holding a diamond with muddy hands. That's what some people tried to do with you. They mishandled you because they couldn't comprehend your worth. They brought chaos to your peace. They tried to shrink your shine because it exposed their shadows. But here's what they didn't realize. Every time someone mishandled you, the universe took notes. You are shielded by forces they cannot see, and every attempt to break you only triggered your protection. While they were plotting, life was repositioning you. You are not for just anyone. Not everyone gets access to your time, your energy, or your spirit. Why? Because what's sacred should never be thrown to those who only know how to ruin it. Chosen one, your purpose is higher. Your value is non-negotiable. You weren't created to be understood by those who only think in survival mode. You're wired for elevation, transformation, and revolution. And let this be a reminder to every person who treated you like you were replaceable. You were never even reachable by them in the first place. They fumbled you because they didn't belong in your future. You're not fragile, you're fortified. And from now on, anyone who enters your life better come correct, because chosen ones don't lower their worth to make others feel comfortable. Remember, you're not here to be handled. You're here to be honored. Your pain was a process that prepared you for the crown. Chosen one, pain was never the punishment. It was the preparation. You didn't suffer because you were weak. You suffered because something powerful was being forged inside of you. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every dark night where your tears soaked the pillow in silence, none of it was random. The pressure was on because your crown was being custom made. See, people who are meant to sit on thrones don't get to skip the fire. The universe doesn't hand out royalty without first testing your roots. That ache you carry, that's where your armor formed. Those cracks in your heart, that's where your light got in. You ask, why did it have to be this hard? But the truth is, it had to hurt because it had to change you. Comfort doesn't wake warriors. Pressure does. And chosen ones, real chosen ones, don't just walk through pain. They evolve through it. You weren't abandoned. You were being pulled away from anything that couldn't walk with you into your next chapter. You weren't broken. You were being rebuilt. Stronger, sharper, wiser. They thought your pain would bury you, but it did the opposite. It planted you. And now you're rising. And the most powerful part of your rise is that no one can take credit for it but you. They saw you struggle, but they didn't see you heal. They saw you fall, but they never expected you to rise with this kind of fire in your eyes. That's what they don't understand. Pain didn't break you. It crowned you. So stop asking why it hurt. It hurt because your throne wasn't made of gold. It was made of lessons, resilience, and every scar you turned into power. You didn't survive by luck. You were prepared by purpose. It was never meant to open where you were headed anyway. Chosen one, Let's settle this once and for all. If the door slammed shut, it was never your door to begin with. You begged for it to open. You prayed. You planned. You gave that opportunity your all. And still, it slipped away. But here's a twist that most people miss. When you're chosen, not every path is allowed. You're on a route that requires elevation, not distraction. That door didn't close to punish you. It closed to protect you. Because if it had opened, it would have taken you somewhere you didn't belong. Somewhere that couldn't handle your light, your truth, or your future. Let's be real. Some of those doors led to rooms filled with people who were never going to respect you. Some led to jobs that would have drained your soul. Some to relationships that would have watered down your identity just to keep the peace. But the universe saw what you didn't. It saw the betrayal waiting behind the smile, the burnout waiting behind the paycheck, the breakdown hiding behind what looked like a dream. So the door was shut for a reason bigger than your disappointment. You are not being denied. You are being rerouted. Chosen ones don't beg for locked doors. They build new entrances. You don't need to convince what's not meant for you to make space. What's real will open without force. What's aligned won't need chasing. Let go of what didn't open. It's not rejection, it's redirection. And one day, you'll look back and say, thank you for not letting me walk through that door. Because what's coming? It's made for you. And this time, it won't close. 6, stop underestimating the opposition. If you're being attacked, it's because you carry the Daniel anointing. Chosen one, you need to understand something right now. Pressure isn't proof of failure. It's proof of power. And if you're under attack, it's not because you're weak. It's because you make the room shake without saying a word. You carry a presence that can't be faked and a spirit that can't be copied. That's why people come for you. That's why you're watched, whispered about, envied, misunderstood. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because you carry something rare, something threatening to the systems they built on control. You walk with insight that cuts through illusion. You see behind smiles. You feel hidden agendas. That's not paranoia, it's precision. And the moment you stop playing small, they started feeling exposed. They're not attacking you because of who you are now. They're attacking you because of who you're becoming. Just like Daniel, you were elevated quietly, but your favor spoke too loud to ignore. He wasn't loud, he wasn't flashy, but the kings noticed, and so did the snakes. Daniel's favor drew attacks not because he was wrong, but because he was chosen. And just like him, you're being watched, not out of interest, but out of fear. You don't blend in, and that unsettles people who rely on predictability. You represent disruption to everything fake. So stop underestimating what you're facing. The opposition is real, but so is your protection. So is your calling, and so is your power. Every plot against you is proof that your presence has already shifted the atmosphere. Every attack is confirmation that your anointing is active. Let them come. Let them try. Because what they don't realize is, when you're chosen, you're untouchable. Divine favor will always trigger jealousy you didn't ask for. Chosen one, you weren't born to be liked. You are born to be unforgettable, and that comes with a price. People sense your elevation before you even speak. Your silence feels louder than their noise. Your glow becomes a mirror, and it shows them everything they're not. And that triggers something deep. You've probably noticed it already. How people switch up when you're winning quietly. How their smiles get tighter the moment your confidence grows. It's not in your head. It's not coincidence. It's the cost of carrying favor you didn't ask for but can't turn off. The more aligned you become, the more offended they get. Not because you did something wrong, but because you're doing something right. You're walking in rooms they had to beg to enter. You're attracting things they had to chase. And your peace, it unsettles their chaos. Stop trying to be liked. Stop trying to explain your grace to people who can't even recognize their own. You were never built to be palatable to people who thrive off pretense. You're real. You're raw. You're chosen. That alone is enough to make insecure people feel exposed. Jealousy isn't always loud. It creeps in through backhanded compliments, fake support, and subtle sabotage. But chosen ones don't need validation from the crowd. You don't need applause to prove your power. They envy what they don't understand. They hate what they can't access. So walk boldly. Let your light blind those who never had the courage to shine. And when they whisper, let them. Just know, every time they talk about you, they confirm your impact. You weren't chosen to be liked. You were chosen to be legendary. You see more because you've been given eyes others don't have. Chosen one, stop wasting your breath trying to explain what was never meant to be understood by everyone. You see things people can't. You sense things before they unfold. You notice the tone beneath the words, the shift in energy when someone walks in, the silent truths hidden behind loud distractions. That's not paranoia. It's precision. You were given eyes most people don't even know exist. You were gifted with a vision that cuts through illusion. And because of that, you'll always feel a little out of place in rooms built on surface-level smiles and scripted behavior. They'll call you too sensitive. They'll say you're reading too much into it. But deep down, they know you're right. They just don't want to face it. Your insight is a mirror, and mirrors make liars uncomfortable. You keep trying to explain why you moved differently, why you walked away, why you didn't trust someone that everyone else swore by. But chosen ones don't owe anyone an explanation for trusting their intuition. You're not imagining it. You're ahead of it. The very things that make you feel misunderstood are the things that make you powerful. People fear what they can't label, and your ability to see through masks terrifies those who hide behind them. So stop shrinking to fit into blind spaces. Stop translating your vision into a language they refuse to learn. They can't see what you see because they were never meant to carry what you carry. Move in silence. Trust your eyes and let them question your distance while you protect your peace. You weren't given this clarity to explain it. You were given it to lead. Obedience is what unlocks unshakable favor. Chosen one, the world is obsessed with talent, praising flashy skills, natural ability, and surface-level charm. But here's the secret nobody talks about. Talent might get attention, but obedience is what activates favor. It's not about how gifted you are. It's about how aligned you are. You've seen people with half your potential get ahead, right? And you've asked yourself, why not me? But talent without discipline leads to distraction, and charisma without character always collapses. The universe doesn't reward the loudest. It honors the most obedient to the calling on their life. You weren't chosen because you were the most talented. You were chosen because you were willing to surrender the noise and follow the path, even when it didn't make sense. Obedience is when you show up even when you're tired. It's when you stay quiet even when your ego wants revenge. It's when you keep building even when nobody's watching. That's what separates the chosen from the crowd. Some people want favor without sacrifice. They want spotlight without the silent seasons. But not you. You've walked through darkness with your head high. You've stayed the course when quitting looked easier. That's why doors are about to swing open for you, because you've proven you can be trusted with what others fumble. Talent may impress people, but obedience, it moves mountains. So stop thinking you need to be more to get what's already written for you. Stay obedient, stay focused, and let the world watch as favor does what talent never could. Elevate you in ways that defy logic. The waiting season is where warriors are made. Chosen one, just because things are quiet doesn't mean nothing's happening. Don't be fooled. Silence is not stagnation. It's strategy. You see, the most dangerous warriors are built in isolation, not on stages, not in spotlights, but in silence. That stretch of your life where nothing seems to move, that's the very ground where your strength is being carved out. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. Everyone wants the crown, but no one wants the cave. And right now, the universe has you in the cave for a reason. You're not behind. You're being built. While others rush into things and fall apart, you're learning to stand still and grow roots that can't be shaken. The delay isn't denial, it's development. Don't let the world's obsession with constant motion convince you that stillness is failure. Some of your greatest breakthroughs are buried beneath your discipline to wait, to listen, to not move until you're truly ready. The quiet seasons, that's where real chosen ones are separated from the rest. It's where your ego dies and your instincts sharpen. It's where the noise fades and your purpose becomes loud. Think about it. Every storm needs calm before it strikes. And you, chosen one, are that storm in the making. So don't curse the silence. Don't mistake it for weakness. What feels like pause is really preparation. Because when your season arrives, you won't walk. You'll dominate. You won't speak. You'll command. You won't enter. You'll be announced. The waiting season is not wasted. It's where warriors are made. What looks unfair is favor defying human logic. Chosen one, stop asking for the world to be fair. Fairness is a system for the ordinary. You weren't made for symmetry. You were made for disruption. When you're truly chosen, your rise will look unfair to everyone watching because favor doesn't follow formulas. It doesn't wait in line. It doesn't ask for permission. And it never makes sense to those who are still playing by the rules of logic and statistics. You're not here to experience life how they do. You're here to break cycles, confuse the doubters, and rise in ways that can't be explained with credentials or connections. That's why people whisper when you win. That's why they stare when doors open for you that never even had your name on them. what they call unfair. That's your favorite at work. Let them talk. Let them call it luck, coincidence, favoritism, whatever makes them feel comfortable. They don't understand that you paid in silence what they couldn't pay with all their noise. You endured storms that would have broken them. You stayed standing when everything told you to fall. This is the payout for the pain. And here's the irony. They never saw your sacrifices. They didn't see the nights you had to wipe your own tears in the dark. But now they see the results, and they're mad it didn't happen for them. That's because it wasn't meant for them. Favor isn't fair. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be. So stop waiting for fairness to validate your success. You weren't chosen to make sense. You were chosen to make history. Your breakthrough will hit suddenly, so stay ready or get left behind. Chosen one, something's moving. Can you feel it? The atmosphere is changing. The energy around you is shifting gears. This isn't business as usual. This is the setup for something explosive. And if you're not locked in, focused, and aligned, you will miss it. Breakthroughs don't always come with a warning. They don't wait for you to feel ready. They arrive suddenly, like a storm in the middle of a sunny day. And when they do, only the ones who've been quietly preparing will catch the wave. The question is, will you be one of them? You can't afford to sleep through the season. You've cried too many tears, survived too many betrayals, endured too much pain just to get here, and fold because you weren't paying attention. You weren't overlooked. You were hidden. And now the curtain is lifting. But the universe doesn't bless passivity. It honors preparation. And this shift that's coming, it's not subtle. It's not soft. It's going to elevate people so fast that those who doubted you will blink, and you'll already be gone. So get your mind right. Get your spirit sharp. Clean your space. Clear your distractions. And lock in. Because when the door swings open, it won't wait for second thoughts. This is a flash moment, a divine trigger, a once-in-a-lifetime alignment. And chosen ones, they don't chase. They position. They don't panic. They prepare. Stay ready or get left behind. Because your breakthrough isn't coming slowly. It's coming suddenly. And it's coming for you. And now, as we come to the end of this message, let this truth settle deep within you. You were never random. You were always marked for more. Everything you've endured wasn't to break you. It was to shape the version of you that's finally ready to rise. The shift is already in motion. Now it's your move. If this message hit your spirit, don't scroll away. Like this video to anchor the energy. Subscribe so you never miss what's meant for you. And drop a 77 in the comments if you know you're not just chosen, you're unstoppable.